Hello, Cancer. Thank you for tuning into your general read. No, for your love read. Love read. For the main part of the read, we're going to use the Modern Spellcaster's Tarot by Melanie Marquis, illustrated by Scott Murphy. For the supportive oracle cards, Angel's Answers Oracle cards by Doreen Virtue and Radley Valentine. First, we'll do relationship. Second, singles. Pull out the oracle cards as needed. I don't know if I've mentioned that. All right. So let's see what's going on here. All right. So when we start this out, you have the Queen of Swords. Your partner has the Two of Cups. So something seems like it's weighing on you, to be honest. When I'm seeing the Queen of Swords here, something's going on here that she wants to address. Your partner seems very happy and content with the relationship. Is that no? Oh boy, what's going on with this card? Especially with the Queen of Swords here, the Two of Cups, I'm wondering, is this going somewhere else? Is that the problem? Because I feel like your partner is making a connection with someone else. I'm not getting like a cheating thing, but I'm getting there's a connection with someone else and you're seeing it and you're not liking it. Whatever, your partner's giving attention to someone else and you're feeling like this is a rival energy. That's what I'm getting. And I feel like you're very perceptive, and in some form you're either trying to dig a little deeper and find out what's the deal with that. Like what's going on there? Like that's a little uncomfortable for me. What are you doing there? And you might be a little shrewd and just like starting conversations just to see how this person really fits in your partner's life. Some of you I feel like might flat out say to your partner, I don't think that's cool, and this is why I don't think it's cool. Now, I'm getting for the most of you, though, that I don't feel like it comes across that way at first. I'm getting more of a paying attention, asking certain questions, trying to find out the truth here. I don't feel like the majority of you are coming forward with, like, I don't like that, don't do that. I feel like the majority of you are, like, asking questions, trying to find out this other person, trying to see what the connection they have with your partner, what interest your partner has in them, because you're noticing how they get along, and it's not comfortable for you. That's where we're starting out. Now, I am seeing like there's something going on here. Your partner has Temperance with the Knight of Wands. This seems to be like an energy in the future that seems to be working together. They're just going forward. Whatever the connection is with this person, the connection seems to be staying. They feel like if they just give it time, it'll sort itself out. It won't be an issue. And they're just going forward just like it's not an issue. I feel like they're just trying to handle it like it's not an issue. They're aware of it, though. But they're not... Like, I feel like they're just answering your questions as they come across, but they're not really, like, giving them too much energy. They're just kind of answering them like matter of fact is kind of what I'm getting there. And I'm also seeing their spiritual position, the Four of Swords. They're careful on what they say. They're very careful on what they say. Because I feel like they're not avoiding questions altogether, but whenever you ask a question, they answer it. I feel like they're answering, they're communicating, but they're very careful about how much they divulge or what they say. They're aware of the situation and it's going to take some time to settle in. Very careful about what they're saying. Now, excuse me. At first, I feel like you're kind of stuck. Two of Wands here. You'll notice this person is tied to two poles. I kind of feel like that's where you are. You're kind of, I feel like part of you is like, am I just being jealous? And part of you is kind of like, you know what, am I seeing something happen here that I need to address? I feel like you're between a rock and a hard place. You're like, I don't know if there's really something going on here. I don't want to be the fool, but I don't want to be causing problems that are unnecessary. So you're kind of like, I don't know how to handle this because I don't know if there's actually something here going on that I need to pay attention to, or if I'm going to make a mountain out of a molehill. Like there's really like this moment, like you're not really sure, because your partner is communicating with you, and they seem to be saying all the right things. So it makes me think that you're kind of at some level you're at least thinking to yourself, something doesn't feel right here, and it might be because of the way your partner is communicating. Hopefully that's all it is. Because your partner is being very careful on how they say what they say. Now, the next card I'm pulling in here is the Weight. With the Queen of Swords, now, no matter what way this hit, if you said right off the bat that you don't like it, or if you started asking questions to figure out what's actually the relationship between your partner and this other person, even if you confronted it right off the bat, I don't feel like it caused an argument. It just you gave your opinion and what you felt, because I don't feel this person leaving. And you might have said that you don't like it and all the other good stuff, but I don't feel like it ended the situation if that's the case. And it didn't really cause an argument. You just kind of said how you felt. It was one of those just, this is how I feel about the things. Because I got Weight here. So whatever this initial reaction was, conversation, whether it was just digging a little deeper, figuring out how this relationship really works with your partner, this other person, or if you were actually just flat out saying, I don't like this, I don't think this is cool. That situation just kind of happened and went semi-dormant. Like, I don't feel like there's much communication of the same token for a little while, because you're waiting here and you're trying to pay attention. The Weight here, especially as an angel card, I feel like it's also like advice, like to see how it actually is panning out, to like perceive it a little closer, watch a little closer. How does this interaction really work? Because I also see like you got the Three of Pentacles here connected. This is connecting the Queen of Swords to this future. Like you're paying attention. You're not looking to jump to conclusions. You want to know. You don't want to just you want to know what's the real truth here, left or right. What's actually happening, and you're learning a lot about the situation. And I'm getting like the Justice card here in your future. You'll notice above Justice there's that wheel, and a lot of times it feels like the Wheel of Fortune. And I feel like it's the wheel, like for good or for better or for worse, whatever way that wheel turns, judgment will go in your favor. So if it goes in a good direction, judgment will go in your favor, and think you'll be fine. You'll know what's going on. You'll at least have the truth. If it goes in the bad direction, you'll still have the truth at least, and you'll move forward accordingly. But justice will be on your side, where you won't be living in a moment of lies or in a life of lies. I guess that's the best way to put it. But when I see that wheel above the Justice person, like for better or for worse, you're going to find out the truth. Okay. Now, where is it going is the question. On your partner's side, I see the Five of Cups here and the improving health. So there's a problem here. Obviously, I mean, at this point, I think it's kind of late to say, but your partner is realizing, like, you can't have your cake and eat it too here. There's a problem here. There's definitely a problem. And I feel like your partner's starting to realize that, you know what, the way that things are going, it's causing an issue in his or her romantic relationship with you. I do feel like it's starting to push over on the other side, too. The other side seems to be aware of it. So, the improving health with the Five of Cups, like something has to give here. And your partner is coming to that point where they're realizing something has to give here. The improving health with the Five of Cups, like they're going to have to, curtail this a little bit. This isn't working. even though they're being very careful how they communicate up to this point, and they're trying to ignore it like it's going to just work itself out, they do hit a point where they realize, you know what, this isn't going to work out the way it's going. And I feel like there's a little bit of a frustration there. Page of Pentacles on your side seems to be matching this energy. And I feel like this is saying, like, how you feel is how, like, you're cemented into that. Guys, girl, come here, come on. Probably somebody walking down the street or something. Yep, there he goes. Where was I in this? The Page of Pentacles on your side seems to be matching that energy, and I feel like your partner. It's funny. This is on your side, but I feel like your partner's realizing, like, you are definitely secure in the way you feel. You're starting. They can tell. They, one way or another, they know how you feel about the situation, and that's not going anywhere. But I also feel like they're looking at the situation like, at this point, it's already kind of started to create a life of its own. They need to do something about it. They need to actually address it. They can't just go on like it's going to sort itself out, because apparently doing it that way has brought it to a point that they don't like. And if they keep going that direction, it's going to take a life of its own that they don't really care for. They don't want it. They don't like where it's going, and they need to fix it. They need to address it, and I feel like they're realizing they're going to lose in some sense. They're going to lose in some sense. Like, this can't keep going the way it's going. All right, so your cards, we went through them all. You're getting to this point where you're learning a lot. You're working with the issue. You're paying attention. You know, you see how the interactions are going. You know how this is at this point. Your partner's coming forward with this Knight of Pentacles, and it's up to you. Now, I feel like this is a variable. Like, how is your partner? Your partner's coming in very strong. I feel like the Knight of Pentacles is denoting, like, however your partner comes forward with this information, with this conversation, because they realize they have to talk about this. This has to be addressed. They're realizing that. However they come in, they're very stable in where they stand. The it's up to you is saying there's a variable based on your partner, and how they handle this. I can't believe there's a mosquito in here. Based on your partner and their history, it's up to you means how they're going to handle it. Are they going to come in a little bit aggressively, a little bit shy about it? I don't know. You have to, like, match with your partner on this, because I feel like the Knight of Pentacles is saying when they come into this conversation, they know where they stand, and they plan to move it forward that way. Like, they already know where they're going with this conversation, with this situation, I should say. It's up to you is how they're handling it. And I got a lot of pentacles going on here, I have to tell you. And then, literally, there's only 3 cards, but to me it feels like a lot of pentacles, because at the end here, I feel like you have the Page of Pentacles on your side, you have the 3 of Pentacles. These seem to go together, like you are already forming an opinion based on what you've learned. And it's cementing in. And then the Knight of Pentacles on your partner's side, very strong, stable, where they're staying, but they're coming forward in that energy as well. The thing is, if you have 2 rocks coming together and they're not going the same direction, you end up with the 5 of Wands, which is an argument. I'm just wondering, like, how deep this argument could get, because I'm getting 2 earth energies coming forward. Now, Cancer is clearly water. Your partner doesn't have to be, like, an earth sign either, but this is saying you're both very stable and very strong in where you're standing. So I don't feel like either side wants to really give in. I will say, just in the court system, the King's Court, Knight does outrank a Page. So they might be a little stronger, maybe, because you're still forming an opinion here. I feel like even in this conversation, you're learning more about the situation. Because what your partner's pushing forward, that's why I pushed that up. I thought of it, I didn't say it. So, this conversation, I feel like this... Ew, I just realized that's gross. I didn't realize that's where that thing went. All right. This conversation that can become a very big issue. Like, I'm curious, where's that going to go? And I'm not really. They're not wanting me to pull out some cards, because I feel like you have. This is where you're going to really find out the truth. This. I feel like the whole point of this reading is to know that it's leading towards a big argument. And at this point, you're going to find out the truth about what's really going on here. So if there's something that you don't like, or you're worried about like a rival energy here, if there's something to that, you will find that out in this conversation. If it's more of a friendship that just has some really strong connection with your partner and they're just not willing to let go, you'll sort that out here too, but you'll also have to like find a way to work through that, because I feel like with the two earth energies, I don't see there's not like a resolution. I feel like it's working together and figuring out what's going on, because it does feel like an argument, definitely, with the Five of Wands here. Like it's getting ready to happen. But I'm thinking you're going to have to wait and see how it sorts out. The whole point is this is leading towards a big argument. I think that's the whole thing here. And you want the truth, and you're going to get the truth. Again, the justice is happening here. One of the ways you're going to get this truth, I feel like this is saying this is how you get this truth. Then you'll know, it won't be like so much a reading at that point. It's just about you'll know where you stand based on the truth you've learned. And you'll move forward accordingly. Okay. Alright, so I feel like that's all we got for Cancer relationship. It's pretty much leading up to that argument. It's just to say be prepared for the argument. Get your ducks in a row. You will find out the truth. And you'll move forward. I think that's why there's no card at the end there, because it's like whatever the truth is, you're going to make your decision based on what you've learned and what you want to do next. Alright, let's do Cancer singles. Cancer singles. Cancer singles. Alright, we got something weird going on here. Alright, now let's shuffle these. It's funny, I go into these readings thinking they won't be too long, but I don't know, the relationship ones seem to be more complicated, especially for the water signs, maybe because I'm a water sign, I don't know. They seem like they're more complicated and they take a while. Alright. Oh, bless these, yes. They're still blessed from the first part. Okay. If we need more, we'll come later. Cancer singles. Very interesting energy here. Information? Yeah, information, that would work too. You're standing in the spot of the Six of Wands and the Five of Cups. The two of these together, you're overcoming, you're dealing with the situation, you're kind of rising above it, but you're feeling like you've lost a bit already. Even though you feel like you've lost a bit already, you still feel like you're succeeding through this. What you've kept, you feel very confident you're going to keep, if that makes sense. So there is some loss already associated with this situation, but you're feeling like the loss is in the past, and you're going to overcome anything like that. Anything that's gone wrong, you're overcoming it. Okay. Now, in your thoughts, you have the Empress and the Judgment. Now, I do want to say this is in your thoughts. So, you're feeling like the past is left in the past. Judgment has gone in your favor. Again, it's this, whatever's been lost is lost, but you're moving forward with what you still have. And you're feeling very secure and like things are going your way. And then you can let go of the past. That seems to be the energy here. Yeah. Okay. Because I also see two more cards in the center that To me, this seems to be connecting together. Excuse me. The Magician with the King of Cups. You're making what you want of this. You're taking control of this, and I feel like there's a strong. Now, is that you? That's you. You have love for this person. You're feeling it. Cancers are very, from what I know of cancers, when they feel with their heart, when they want to see the best of somebody, they will see the best of somebody. If there's good in a situation, they will find it and they will cultivate it. That's what I've seen myself. So I'm just going to go with that. And I feel like that's what you're doing here. There's some loss in the past, and I feel like you've had some naive moments in the past where you've just been kind of like very enthusiastic, I guess you would say, but naive, and it's kind of caused some issues. But whatever losses you've had, you're overcoming them. You're seeing all the good here, and you're cultivating that. And then love, I feel like the King of Cups is you. You have so much love for this person that you see all optimistic possibilities here. You're very much strong with it, and you're creating a situation based on the love you're feeling. Now, you got a couple pentacles. See, this is interesting. You do have a choice here. Two of Pentacles is saying you do have a choice, but with success, and I'm only seeing one pentacle with the way these cards laid down, you do have a choice. Definitely have a choice, but you're just kind of like going for success. You're feeling like there's only one way to go about this because of your heart. But you do have the option to walk away here if you wanted to, and no. There's options here. There's definitely like there's a choice here, but I feel like it's not really, it's like you're full board going in one direction. There is a choice here, but you're going towards success. I feel like you're not blind to the other choice. Kind of blind to the other choice. I feel like you're not. If it rolls around in your head, it's very temporary, and you just kind of. I feel like you're kind of discounting it. You're feeling like this is going in one direction. I'm going in that direction. There is an option here, and it's not. I don't feel like it's whether to stay or go. I don't feel like that's where we want to go with this. I feel like where it's going is like options to how to take this forward. I feel like this can go forward a little slower, but I don't feel like you want that. It's just one of those things where there are options, but you're not really seeing it that way. I feel like you're very much in the moment, very feeling it, just kind of going forward. I almost feel like this is saying that you have an option about how you want to handle it, but you might be going forward the way your partner, or your potential partner, I should say, because this is a singles read, wants you to go, and you're just kind of agreeing to it. The way your partner wants this to go, you're agreeing to that. There is negotiation here. You can change that. You can make this more to your liking. But I don't feel like you're rocking the boat. You're just going with how you feel, and if that's what they want, then that's fine. All right. Did we finally hit that? Okay, I think we're good. I'm seeing the Six of Pentacles here at the bottom too, which makes me feel like this other person, they're very giving to what you want, but I don't feel like they're giving as much as you'd like. Farrell, come here. Somebody's going to walk by the window again. Come here. Farrell. Yep. Thought I could get around it. Nope. Alright. So even though they're giving to you, and things are going in your direction, I'm getting the Hierophant, the Three of Swords, and the Two of Cups on this potential partner. You're seeing the good here in this person. I feel like this is where we're addressing this before. You were maybe a little naive. You know there was problems. Maybe there still are problems. You're seeing the best of the situation and you're moving it forward. You're letting them set the standard. They seem to be setting the standard. That's what I'm getting. These three cards in the environment, I'm getting that this person is working out the details here. I'm getting overlap. Relationships ending, relationships beginning, doing what's necessary. I almost feel like, for some of them, I feel like there's more than one thing. It's almost like there's a past relationship with maybe there's either property or children with where they have to deal with a past lover and sort things out. It might be more permanent than not. I'm getting like there's a heartbreak. Somebody's gonna be left in the lurch. I feel like they're denying someone. And then I'm getting like, oddly enough, the Hierophant for you. Like they're balancing it out. They're trying to make it work with you. When I first picked these up, I did not expect them to come through that way. But I'm noticing the Two of Cups is a past relationship. That there's either property or children or something where there's a connection. Where somebody is just, I feel like they're still in still in their life that they had a romantic relationship for, and they're still like working out details. Especially if it's children, I feel like it's just something they're always going to have to do. The Two of Cups here makes me feel like there's feelings for this person, but that's just not an option anymore, for whatever reason. And then somebody they're like, if I feel like there's also like this you or someone else they were seeing, and they chose you over someone else. Someone else has their heart broken, and they might have to be dealing with that. There might be fallout. They're dealing with that. You may see that. But then they're going forward with you with the Hierophant. This is like, I feel like this is the gift with the pain. Now, what does that mean? I feel like they're having a hard time letting go of the past because that relationship in the past that didn't work out. They still, part of their heart's still connected to that. They're leaving somebody behind, and there's that heartbreak there. So they're dealing with that. That I feel like is the whip part of this situation. By choosing to go forward with you, they have to accept that last situation is finally done. Like that, it wasn't coming back anyway. But they seem to be at a point where they have to accept that, and they also have to break somebody's heart and tell them, this isn't going to work out. I feel like that might be part of the thing in the center here, where you're having a little bit of disappointment, you're feeling a little bit of loss, because you realize you weren't the only person your potential partner was seeing at the time. And the gift of the situation is they are feeling like you're the best choice for them right now. So they're going forward with this. Alright. Now, this might also be hitting with the Tower, because I feel like your energy coming forward, trying to make this work out. You have the Tower, a face down card, and I feel like, helpful people. The face down card is the Eight of Wands. This goes forward a lot faster than maybe you expected. I feel like you get involved in this person's life a lot deeper than you expected, a lot faster than you expected. I almost feel like you're like... It's almost like you're going to like a family wedding for this person, and you're meeting everybody all at once. And you're all of a sudden that's like the shock, like you're getting involved with this person's life. It's almost like you're jumping into the deep end all of a sudden, and you didn't see it coming. It's almost like they introduce you to everybody because they've made this choice, and boom, you're in. It's a shock, but I don't feel like it's bad. I just feel like it's like very unnerving. Like we could have done this a better way. Like meeting people gradually here and there, that would have been nicer. But it's just like, I swear, it feels like you're getting invited to like some type of wedding for this other person, and all their family's there. You know what I mean? Like somebody they're related to is getting married, and then you accompany them to this wedding, and then you meet everybody, like everybody, and it's just like everything comes at you at once, and you're just kind of like, okay. It feels like it might even be a last minute like invitation. I feel like there's a lot of people. It could be a family reunion. It could be some type of party. It could be a retirement party. Whatever it is, I'm kind of getting like you meet a lot of your partner's connections all at once. It's not expected. It just comes out of nowhere. To you, it comes out of nowhere. It happens fast. You meet a lot of people that are connected with your potential partner. It all happens at once. Like everything happens at once. And it's weird because at first I feel like you're not getting as much as you want, and then you get too much. It's just like it's lack. It's like feast or famine. Except first you get the famine and then you get the feast. But you get so much that you're getting a stomach ache because you're just like, I can't believe this is all happening all at once. Now, I don't know if there's really anything else to say about that. It just seems like it happens out of the blue. I don't really feel like it's a bad thing. Because you want this to go forward with your potential partner, and that's like kind of like your green light. Like clearly this is going forward. And you want it. That's why you accepted going to it. You wouldn't have gone to it otherwise. So it's like famine and then feast. It's like you don't feel like you had enough, and then all of a sudden you're like, I think I got way too much here. But because you want this person in your life, you accept the too little at first. Because the same reason you want this person in your life, you accept the too much. You don't want to damage the situation. You don't want to say no because you're afraid that's going to cause problems or possibly stop the train short. So you do it. I feel like that's what's happening there. As you go forward, you have the Ace of Pentacles and you have the Seven of Swords. Trumping that is look for a sign. Because I feel like you're a little apprehensive going into this. You're aware of this other energy here. And you're partly questioning it. Is that over? You're also partly questioning, like, is the person you're with, is like, are they the type to like have more than one person on the side anyway? Like, is that something you have to look out for? Especially when I see the Ace of Pentacles popping in afterwards, like you're cementing in here. You're going into this for the long haul at this point, but there are some doubts going in only because you're aware of the situation that's kind of ending, because the heartbreak is here. Which means this other person realizes they're not going to get this position you have. They want to be in this person's forefront. But I feel like you're questioning, like, are they completely out or are they just unhappy because they're not the one who's in the public position? But are they still there? That's what you're questioning. Look for a sign on top of that. Is like, I feel like you have to look at the situation and you have to look at, like, past relationships here. With this person, like you have to get into the history of this person, because if you could look at the last, if you could connect with the last person, like if there's kids involved especially, if you have a chance to talk with that other person and find out why that ended, because I feel like that you can find out a lot there. Like if it's this person's pattern to have somebody on the side, I feel like that's going to continue. But if that doesn't seem to be a history, if for some reason, because I know there's people who do this, if they feel like, there's no commitment there, they feel like there's no problem like seeing more than one person at the same time because it wasn't a committed relationship, it could be just said and done. It's just how this person viewed it. Like, since you weren't committed seeing each other, exclusively, it wasn't a big deal for them to see somebody else. Like, they could date more than one person at the same time. But once they make that commitment to somebody, like it's just going to be you and me, we're just going to see each other, that's a whole other story. Some people definitely have that viewpoint. So I feel like you have to get in a little deeper. They're saying look for a sign. How is this person really? Are they that type of person that just because it wasn't committed at the time, they felt like they should be able to see other people and it shouldn't be a problem? Or are they that person that always has somebody else lurking on the side? Because whichever way that falls is how this is going forward. If they had somebody in the past with other relationships that's kind of ruined things for them, that's probably going to be a situation that persists. But if not, and it's just how they were viewing the situation, then that's all there was. And it looks like it did pass into the past. Alright, so we're going to let that be. The last thing I'm going to touch on for this reading, your partner has the Page of Wands with the High Priestess going forward. I feel like they're very much enjoying their time with you. And it looks like it's very much a commitment that's getting written down in the books. So, what I feel here is that, especially with the High Priestess there, High Priestess? Yeah. Like, that book especially, your partner, your potential partner at this point, because this is a singles read, going forward, they're looking to commit to this relationship. Like, this is enough. Like, this is where I want to be. This is how it's going to be to the end of my life. That type of attitude. Like, they're happy. as they're going forward with you, they're feeling like this is the best choice for them. And they're cementing in the same way you are. So I feel like they're going the same way. They're looking at this situation like this is it. This is what I want permanently. So whatever's going on here, like I feel like you're committed, but something is going forward where they're really cementing into this, and they're dedicating themselves to you. But I feel like this is the reason they're bringing this up is because this is in the future. I feel like as this starts going forward, as things start going your direction, you're aware of this other energy, and this regret or whatever, this other person that they're in love with still a little bit, that seems to be going to the wayside, and you're replacing that, but it's taking some time. I also feel like that whatever that third party was, that person got their heart broken, as that goes into the future, that's gone. That's gone. I'm not really getting any more information, so I don't know if I said. My mind just went completely blank. So whatever I was talking about, I hope I hit the point because the chalkboard is clean now. I don't know what happened there. All right, I'm gonna let it go there. All right, thank you for watching. Of course, if you'd like a direct reading from me, a direct reading from me, go ahead and shoot me an email, jamesforastral@gmail.com. That's James, the number 4, astral@gmail.com. Thank you.